Guys, you're going to have to demonstrate this for your parents, okay? So, Longhorns, 2, claps! Longhorns! Sharon, my name is Mrs. Marquez. I'm the principal here, and we absolutely are so excited to have your kids join us here on our campus next year. As you came in, you heard our fantastic band. They are undoubtedly the very best junior high band in our entire district, as well as our surrounding area. In a little bit, you're going to hear from our orchestra, which is the only orchestra in the entire district. We also have some dancers that will perform for you tonight. We have our theater program, and then we have some examples of our 6th grade artwork. And when you come and look at this, you are going to be amazed that 6th graders created the things that you are going to see. So we have lots of opportunities for your kiddos here, not just academically, but also when it comes to their electives. And our job every day is to treat your babies the way we want our babies to be treated. And so I say that with conviction because I also have a 5th grader who's going to be joining us here next year as a Longhorn. And so I can tell you that every decision that we make every day, we make in consideration of your children and also what we want for our children, because our children are here with us as well. We have lots of teachers that are here and their babies are here. I've got Miss Tyner right here in the front row. She's got her babies here, and we have lots of other teachers that they don't just teach here, they bring their kids here, and so we truly are a Longhorn family, and that's the most important thing to me. School isn't just about academics. How many of you are a little bit nervous that your baby is coming to junior high? Okay. So I walk these halls every day, and I believe we really do a good job taking care of our kids, but I will also tell you that I'm a little bit nervous too, because junior high is a little scary. Junior high is a time when they're going to be mixed with older kids. There's going to be 7th and 8th graders here. Moms of 6th grade girls, that means your daughter might have a crush on an 8th grade boy, and that thought is just a little bit scary. My daughter already has a crush on an 8th grade boy, and I've had to tell her, no ma'am. So, as nerve-wracking as it is to have your kids transition from elementary school, where the teachers are holding their hands and kind of guiding them through a lot of things, I promise you that as scary as junior high sounds, they are not here to fly on their own. They are here to fly with our support, and we hold their hands and guide them through things every day too. They are not grown yet. They are still kids when they're here with us, and we talk about that all the time, from the classroom, kids who make mistakes, they forget to study, or they don't put enough time into studying, or they panic because they've never had final exams before. It is our job to be here and walk them through that, including when it comes to choices. So one of the things that you'll experience in junior high, if you haven't already yet, is a little bit of conflict. Kids in junior high, they've got some hormones, they've got a little bit of attitude or sass sometimes, and so kids experience conflict at the junior high level with their friends. With friends that some of them have had since kindergarten. They're going to come home one day and say, we're not friends anymore, and she hates me, she said she doesn't want to be my friend, and it's very dramatic, and sometimes they get on social media if you allow them to have that. And so we're here to help guide them through that as well. We're also here to help guide them through just growing and learning as academics and as just the young men and women that they are on their way to becoming. So we have lots to share with you tonight, and I don't want to take up all of our time, but welcome. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. If you have any questions at the end that are not answered by our counselors, our advanced academic specialist, or one of our elective teachers, we will all be available to answer your questions at the end. So before I turn the mic over, I do want to introduce some people. Raise your hand, guys, if your last name starts with A through L. All right, so I have an A through L team that I'm going to introduce you to. I've got Mr. McLaughlin as your assistant principal. I've got the fabulous Miss Gordon over there. She is your counselor. Now, if you will raise your hand if your last name starts with an M through Z, let me introduce you to your dream team. I've got Miss Walters. Miss Cresswell. Miss Walters, raise your hand, Miss Walters. She is your assistant principal. And Miss Cresswell, raise your hand. She is your counselor. So we like to say at Nolan Ryan that all adults are here to help all kids. But kids, if you have a conflict that you want to talk to somebody about, or you need help with your schedule or something like that, those are your point people. They're the first people you go to. But all adults are here to help all of our kids. So really, you can ask any of us. So right now, I'm going to welcome our mascot. Say hello to Langston the Longhorn. Our mascot joins us at a lot of events. We're going to have opportunities, parents, in a little bit if you want to take a picture of your baby with their new mascot, they'll be available for that. And right now I'm going to turn the mic over to Mr. Hunter. Mr. Hunter's our band director, and he's going to tell you a little bit about what your year will look like if you choose to take band next year.
Hi, first of all, I want to say thank you guys for coming. I know this is a really important decision for your family and for your children, for their future, both academically and socially. So thank you. It's great to see this place full. I work with a gentleman named Mr. Wayne Steinke. He's over there helping kind of tear down our setup over there. But he and I both work together, and this program has been extremely successful since the school opened about 10 years ago. We weren't here then, but it's continued to be successful, and it's been a state honor band finalist, and so it's renowned across the state more than once, in fact twice. Our band, what we're most proud of is that the band becomes a family really quickly. By the second semester, the 6th graders are really tight. By the time their 7th grade year is over, they are definitely a family. And they stick it out. They go to the 8th grade, and they stick it out. And they go to the high school, and they stick it out. So we're really proud of that. What do? Like Ms. Marquez said, we treat the kids like they're our own kids. Both Mr. Steinke and I would be super excited, super proud to have our own children be in our program. It's a great group of kids, great group of people to be around. We use music to create a complete person, somebody who's passionate about coming to school and passionate about taking on extra responsibility. And academically, those are some things that are becoming more and more important at the college level, at the college admissions level. So we use music to do that. There's a lot of commitment for band. There's some monetary commitment. So why is that valuable? There's just an insane lifetime value that the kids get. And I taught high school marching band and band for 9 years. This is my 16th year teaching. The cognitive development that they get is well documented. It's been documented for decades. But the social part of it is really critical, really crucial. These kids, if they stay the course all the way through high school, they will be surrounded by the most academically successful and motivated students in the school. And I've seen that all the way from this group here all the way to a high school valedictorian who's a drum major in the marching band. So being around that type of person really propels them through their academics as well. So some comment, well, and also on the social side, our band is about 1/4 of the school. So if your child or you're worried about your kid being in a bigger school with lots of people, or going to high school, public school, and having lots of kids around, the band usually comprises about 1/4 of the school. So they'll instantly know hundreds of people walking through the hallways. So common questions, all of these are answered on our website. If you go to the Nolan, if you just Google search Nolan Ryan band, Nolan Ryan Junior High Band, there's a website, and on the left-hand side there's a thing that says 5th grade information. So our packet is there. If you have any specific questions, you can look there. Our emails are there. You can email us. We'd be happy to talk to you. We'd be happy to meet with you in person, if you would like to do that. But there's no need to read music. So if your child's not comfortable reading music or was bad at it in elementary school, they don't need to. We start from the very beginning. Can you do band and athletics? That's a big one. Yes. And the guys in the high school, the band directors there, they work with all of our kids that are in multiple activities. We find ways to work things out so that the children can do more. And like, we really value kids who take on more responsibility. That's a really cool human trait in our opinion. So we work really hard to make that happen. Can I join in 7th grade? No. We don't have class staff set up to teach 7th grade beginners. So it's really important that they want to jump on in the 6th grade. get started. Our copy of our packet is on the website. You're going to get a hard copy in the next week or so from your elementary school. It'll get passed out through the music classes, and all the information, or most of the information that you might need is in there. And they can fill that out and return that card to their music teacher. Once again, I want to thank you guys. I know we're going to the next thing. And who's next? Dance. And please welcome Dance.
So one of the options our kiddos have here at Nolan Ryan Junior High is they are able to take dance in lieu of PE. So dance can count as either a fine art credit for some of our kids, or it can count as a PE credit. The biggest question that we get is, are boys allowed to take dance? And yes, they are. We do have a couple of boys in the dance program, and I honestly think some of them did it on a dare, but they love it. The kids do all different types of dance. They actually were just working on a tap unit, so there's lots of really neat experiences, even if your kiddo has never had dance. So, are you guys ready? Give them a big hand. I'd also like to introduce Ms. Curio. She is our dance teacher here. She teaches dance 1, 2, and 3.
Good evening. These students that you saw perform were from my 4th period Dance 1 class. At Dance 1 at Nolan Ryan is a mixed level class, so we have students from 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. But here tonight are just our 6th graders that decided to participate with us tonight. Dance 1 does not require any dance experience, but the students who have dance experience, of course, are welcome to join Dance 1, and they will be utilized as group leaders and peer mentors in their class. How many of you ladies haven't had dance before once you came to me? Raise your hand, it's okay. So they learned everything that you just saw in class with me this year. In Dance 1, you will learn dance technique and choreography in the genres of ballet, jazz, tap, hip-hop, and modern. Each genre unit will be assessed with a written vocabulary test, as well as a performed skills-based test. Along with learning dance technique, students will also complete several written assignments and projects, and we use the Google Classroom to issue out those assignments to our students. All dance students must also perform in 2 mandatory performances, one in the fall, one in the spring. In the fall, we perform at Shadow Creek High School Dance Dimensions. That is a dance performance that includes all dance students from our school, all all dance students from McNair Junior High, Rodeo Palms Junior High, and Shadow Creek High School. In the spring, we put on our own spring show that will showcase only our students, and we will be showing off all of the dances that we've learned throughout the year. It's more like a recital. On average, you will be required to spend around $30 for the year to pay for our dance t-shirt and dance shoes. The uniform that you see on the ladies tonight is issued by the school, so no additional cost will come out of your pocket for these uniforms. Students who choose to be part of our program here at Nolan Ryan will be challenged to step out of their comfort zone as they learn familiar and unfamiliar dance genres. Sometimes we can get uncomfortable whenever we start saying ballet, but ballet is the basis of all genres. Even the hip hop that you saw today uses a lot of ballet technique. So that's the most important one for us to start with. We also will challenge our dancers to develop self-discipline, respect, and responsibility through the structure of our class. So I hope that I've answered some of the questions that you might have in regards to our dance program, but if you want to send me an email to have any specific questions answered, I'll be more than happy to explain everything or to give you a call. My email is listed on our school website. Thank you.
Up next, we have Miss Sykes Asadi and her fantastic theater kiddos. The way theater and art work for 6th graders is we like to give them a little bit of a taste of both. So they do 1 semester of theater arts for 6th grade and 1 semester of art for 6th grade. That way they can decide the next year which is more their passion or if both are their passion, and they can go on and choose the thing that best fits them. So she has her kiddos ready to perform, and then she's going to tell you a little bit about her program.
So hungry, I could literally eat a brick wall.
Oh, how rude of you. You always bump into my wall and never acknowledge me. Can a star get a little recognition around here?
Oh, no. It's that fat egg. What was her name again?
Miss Humpty Dumpty, the egg of your dream. Where are you going, milkshake? You got somewhere to go?
Yeah?
Oh, so you can't stay for my sake. My name is Mrs. Humpty Dumpty. I'm skinny as a piece of cake.
You wish.
And if you really, really want me, you have to make me a buffet.
As if I would make you a...
'Cause I'm a sweetie who wouldn't want me. My name is Mrs. Humpty
I cracked her. Maybe I should call all the king's horses and all the king's men to put Miss Humpty Dumpty back together again? Nah.
Thank you. Guys, come back out for a second. Hi, my name is Ms. Sykes Asady. I'm a theater teacher here at Nolan Ryan Junior High. I would like to go ahead and introduce to you Kai Chvenka, who's a 6th grader, as well as Isabella Carter. Kai has some previous experience with theater, and Isabella does not. They both represent the range of students that we work with here at Nolan Ryan. Here in theater, As Ms. Marquez said, we have half of the semester, or the first semester you'll go to either theater or art, and then you would switch into the second semester. So, a couple of things I want to know. Thank you guys. Keep going. A couple of things I wanted to just kind of talk about. One, if you are interested in doing theater, please feel free to come and talk to me if you have any questions about the intricacies of the different levels. We teach 6th grade theater, which is, like I said, for a semester. We also have Theater 1, which is an intro level, Theater 2, which is advanced acting, and Pro-Tech, which is advanced technical theater. So a lot of the things that were set up tonight, the lights, some of the sound, were done by some of my tech students. We have opportunities for your students to perform even if they're not in theater. We have a spring show every year. This year we're starting something new. We're doing a playwriting festival, and that will be our spring show this year. That's going to be this weekend, Friday and Saturday. Please feel free to come. It's free. And we would love to see you there. Let's see, some questions we'd like to have. Will my child be able to do other things as well as theater? Yes. Yes, your child can do. We have plenty of students who are in choir, who also take theater. Now, you won't be able to do that in the 6th grade year, but you can definitely do that in the 7th grade year. So if you are interested, for example, doing theater, but you're not really sure, feel free to start in 7th grade. That's okay. It's totally fine to come in at 7th grade. We will teach in the first semester everything that we teach in the 6th grade level, and then we advance in the second semester in Theater 1. Okay, so both of those classes are intro level classes. And as far as extracurricular activities, we try to make sure that we hold our students accountable. One great thing about theater is that it is cross-curricular. So, for example, this playwriting festival that we're doing, we've been in collaboration with ELA. The 6th graders are currently working on a social studies project that is in collaboration with the social studies department. So we'd like to do a lot of things that will enhance and enforce what they're learning in their core classes. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. My email is on the website. And I'll also be here, so feel free to just help me if you can. Thanks.
She has a wonderful program and gets kids involved at all different levels. Next, how many singers are in the audience? All right. So you're going to want to pay special attention because Mr. Solis has a choir that I tell him all the time makes me cry. When I went to his Christmas concert, every single performance that those kids did had me tearing up. They're just absolutely beautiful, and their voices are so sweet. So they have a song for you, and then he's going to tell you a little bit about what it means to be in choir as a 6th grader.
2 songs.
Good evening, everyone. In front of you is our 6th grade girls choir. They're going to be performing 2 songs for you from our upcoming spring concert. And they will be conducted today by Miss Lou, our student teacher this semester.
Every day let joy
students work very hard every day, honing both their singing skills and their music reading skills. We start in 6th grade with how to read music, how to sing with a proper sound, and then they progress throughout the year by learning songs in different styles and different time periods. So today you heard a little bit of everything. You heard a spiritual that we're working on, you heard a more classical piece, and then right at the turn of spring break we switched into, personally, one of my favorite units, the pop music unit, where we add choreography and we do all sorts of stuff like that. Our choir program is leveled by ability and separated by voice parts. So the 6th grade boys meet 1st period and these ladies meet 6th period. As they progress into 7th and 8th grade, the students have the opportunity to take part in both group and individual singing competitions. For example, some of our students participated in a region contest in January, and we were fortunate to have the most kids make the honor choir out of all the Alvin ISD junior highs. Next week, our choirs will be competing at the UIL contest, and hopefully we have the same results. So we'll see you next week. Before I finish, I want to debunk some myths about being in choir. There's a stigma with being in choir. Number 1, do I have to be able to sing to be in choir? No. Everything you have, you already have with you. My job is to take what you have and make it into something great. A lot of these ladies have never been in choir before. A few of them had been in 4th and 5th grade honor choir at their elementary school, but we will teach you everything you need to know. Number 2, I'm shy. That is not a valid excuse. You need to try something before letting go of it. This is a great opportunity to build confidence. Raise your hand if you would consider yourself a shy person. And as they timidly raise their hands. What if I want to do sports or I really want to focus on academics? That's something really important to us as well. Many of our best choir students are involved in athletics, academic activities, all kinds, including sea perch, math club, football, track, cheer, basketball, National Junior Honor Society. As you can see even here, they're involved in dance. So you are a choir, you can do it as well. You can be involved in all of these things and be an active member of the Longhorn Choir. Finally, our goals for choir are to teach music literacy. That's a really big one. How to read music. It's not just a karaoke class. They really focus on the fundamentals of music literacy and how that ties into math class and reading class and stuff like that. And then we work on our vocal talent and become better people by building confidence and work ethic. Are these things you've heard me say before? Yeah, good. If you have any further questions, feel free to contact me. My email's on the projector screen. Feel free to take a picture of that before it goes away. And also, please follow us on our social media. You can keep up with us. You can scroll through, see what we've done in past years, and kind of get a better idea for what your student can expect in choir. Yep, thank you so much.
All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. One more round of applause, please, for our fabulous choir. Thank you, ladies. Next up, we'll have the pleasure of hearing from 3 Longhorn family members. We have 2 art teachers and 1 Longhorn student who'd like to speak with you about our visual art program. Miss Lauren Luna, who's actually a popular local artist. She was featured on the news recently. And Miss Fabulous Carlo, Maria de la Carlo, and Isabella.
Good evening. My name is Lauren Luna. I am one of the art teachers. We are Luna and Carlo. I'm going to pass the mic temporarily off to Miss Isabella, who just completed her very first semester with me as her teacher. And she's going to give you a first-hand experience as a 6th grader, being in art class.
Yes, so like Ms. Luna said, my name is Isabella Carter, and I remember whenever I was first trying to make my choice on my electives too. And I remember my mom saying, you should really go for art. It sounds like something you'd like. And I looked her straight in the face and I said, Mom, I can't even draw a stick figure. Like, how am I supposed to pass this class? I just don't know how. But that's the thing with art. This is probably what a lot of you guys are thinking is I really can't draw. But in art, you are never, ever graded on how good your drawings look. You're always graded on how hard you try. And as you can see, these are some things we do in art class. We'll start with these things that you see. These are our mixed media animals, and basically we use all different sorts of media, India ink, oil pastels, Sharpies, and I didn't know what half of those things were, so I was kind of lost. But
finished product looks like. I remember it taking forever, like ever. Miss Luna wouldn't even tell us what we were making. And because she was trying to teach us the process, which is something I definitely am happy that she did looking back on it. Because I realized in art, whenever you first do something, it's not like you're gonna get it the first day or the first week. You're gonna have to keep trying and trying and trying new things just to get it right. And that's what I definitely enjoyed. And also we did some opt art, where we had to do an optical illusion using colored pencils. And it was tedious, I promise you. It took forever. I'm not kidding, it took like a month just to do something this size. But we had to use colored pencils, and we had to do the shading and everything. And the best part of it is that Ms. Luna did a really good job of teaching you exactly how to do it and different techniques for different people. And that is something I definitely enjoyed while doing art. And definitely love art. And I think if you're a hard worker and you really want to work hard and you really don't mind putting forth some time, you should definitely do art.
So, I should put an A on the report card, right? Yeah. Promise I didn't pay her to say all that. Wow. Okay. She hit the nail on the head. It really is 100% about how much effort that you put into the art class. We are both grading using the same rubric. We basically are assessing whether or not you are being creative. Are you noticing the details that you need to put into your artwork? Are you trying your best? There's a huge difference between something that's going to take 5 minutes as opposed to 25 minutes. That's pretty common sense there. And our babies come up with some super creative things. These clay projects here are from this semester, and this clay guy is eating another clay guy. Sure. And this one I loved the most because his leg actually broke off in the kiln, and he just went along with it, and he painted the bottom of it red and said that it had chopped off. So they used lots of their creativity. So anyway, on to the technical stuff. This class is designed for students to learn basic principles of color, drawing, sculpture, printmaking, crafts, and painting to give them a better understanding of art. They will experiment in the areas of 2- and 3-dimensional design and be exposed to a variety of media that will enhance their cultural and aesthetic growth. Ms. Carlo's turn.
Hi everybody, I'm Mrs. Carlo. I'm one of the 6th grade art teachers. We both teach 6th grade art. I teach art 2, Ms. Luna teaches art, high school art 1. We both also share art 1 together. I just want to let you know that Nolan Ryan has a history of excellence within the visual arts in our district. This year we won 6 out of 12 finalists out of the entire district for a rodeo art competition. That was all of the junior highs in our district. We got half of the awards. So it was amazing. Our students work really, really hard. If you're a 6th grader coming in, all you have to do is try. That's all we ask of you. And then ultimately you'll make that switch with theater at the end of the semester. So if you start out in the fall with us, you'll switch out after the winter break, and then you'll be with theater in the spring, and then switches back. I think that's about it. If you have any questions, our email is up here. If you don't have a phone to take a picture of this and you would like to speak to one of us, please find our email addresses on the website. We also do have a visual arts website which has some things on there of the things that we've been doing in the first semester. That's it. Thank you so much for coming out.
Our art classes are a really fun place to be. I like to go down to the hallway. The Fine Arts hallway has all of these classes, art and band and orchestra and choir and theater arts, and it's a really fun place to be. It's neat to see our kids get creative. So how many of you are excited about electives right now? Raise your hands, kids, if you're excited about electives. How many of you think you might know what you want to sign up for? Okay, so right now we're going to talk about the stuff that is most important to your parents. So our counselors are going to talk to you about that transition into junior high, what it looks like, what classes look like, and we're going to talk about academics. Because we do not just have a lot of fun here at Nolan Ryan Junior High, we also learn a lot. We have great success in all of our fine arts programs. Our athletic programs are very competitive, but we are also very competitive when it comes to academics, and we take great pride in that. So I'd like to introduce, yes, let's give our academics a round of applause because our teachers deserve it. So matter of fact, if you're here and you're a teacher here at Nolan Ryan Junior High, will you stand up? Because I know we have a couple. All right, let's give them a hand. We also have 10 coaches tonight out at a track meet that I hear is anticipated to run until about 10 o'clock tonight. So we have lots of dedicated teachers here, but we have two wonderful ladies that are going to support your kids, not just with their academics, but with that conflict and those character skills that we talked about earlier. So I have Miss Cresswell and I have Miss Gordon. And I will tell you, I have a child here right now in 7th grade, and I have one coming next year, and I trust these ladies so much with the emotional health of my kiddo, and so I trust them with the emotional health of your kiddo too.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ms. Cresswell. I'm one of the counselors here at Nolan Ryan. I just want to briefly go over some of the transitions and things your students can expect when they're coming here next year. So typically right now, your students, teachers escort them everywhere they go. There's not necessarily a transition period where they're, by themselves and they kind of stay in the classroom with the same group of kids. When they get here next year, they're going to have 7 different classes with 7 different teachers. Each class is going to last about 50 minutes. And in between those classes, they're going to have a 4-minute transition period to get to the next class. For the most part, we do try to keep our 6th graders housed in one area, but we also do have some 6th grade classes that are upstairs, and the students are still going to be expected to get to that area in a timely fashion within those 4 minutes. They do have more freedom, but with more freedom, of course, comes more responsibility. We're going to expect them to move on their own to those classes. You'll have an adult in the hallway that's saying, hey, let's go, get to class, let's be on time. But again, ultimately, it's going to be up to your student whether they're stopping to chat with their friends or actually move towards those classes like they should be. We encourage you to, of course, stay involved, get to know your students' teachers. Many of our teachers do have Google Classroom, utilize Remind and things like that, so that parents are always connected to the class and know what's going on. So it's very important that if your child's teacher utilizes those platforms, that you get connected with them, because that's how you'll know when tests are coming up, when assignments are due, major grade projects and things like that. We also ask that you make sure you sign up on Skyward. That will be your first way to know what's going on with your child, whether they have been successful on tests, what their grades are, how they're doing in the class, how they're progressing, and also based on our grading guidelines, things that they can do to bring their grades up when they're not currently being successful. This is just our information. Again, I'm Ms. Cresswell. I'm the counselor for alphabets M through Z. I'm also the 504 coordinator, so if you have any students, if any of your students participate in the 504 program, I will be your point of contact. We have Mrs. Gordon here for A through L. And then we have Ms. Jessica Smith. She is our advanced academic specialist on campus. Our advanced academic specialist, she deals with the pre-AP classes as well as our math program, and she's also over in JHS for the campus. Your students either today or yesterday received a course card depending on when we visited their campus. We visited Wilder on yesterday and Merritt today. Each student received a course card that is similar to this. If you notice, we do have a sticker on the bottom of it for the students as a reminder that it is due on March 6th to their homeroom teacher. We ask that you choose whether your student will take pre-AP courses or on-level courses. If you notice, the first box is always going to be on-level. The second box is our pre-AP courses. Your student can choose to opt into any pre-AP course except for math. Our math program is actually accelerated, so if they're in pre-AP, they're learning information for the year ahead, and they would actually be taking that STAR assessment. So those students are actually tested to be able to go into that class. But again, you can, like I said, choose any pre-AP class outside of math. For PE, we already discussed, you have the option of PE or a dance class. I know a lot of our young ladies are gonna choose dance, that's what we experienced last year. And you saw our good dance program, so it is awesome. But that's your child's option. Kickstart is not offered here. And then for electives, we have the 4 choices of band, choir, the art, theater arts combo, or orchestra, which you will see at the end of tonight's program. So a little bit about advanced academics. Your on-level classes are 6th grade material, and it's covered at a regular pace. When we get to the pre-AP classes, the material is still 6th grade, but it's going to go a little faster than what you would see in an on-level class. And it's going to be a little bit more rigorous and going to require a lot more time and effort of your student. Again, the math is not optional for you to just opt in because it is a year ahead. Our math program, depending on what class it is, for instance, so if I was a math student in 6th grade, that's actually 2 years ahead for math. Your social studies and your reading is a combined class that we call humanities, and so we integrate those 2 subject areas together to teach those concepts. And then they are paired, so if you are math for reading, you are automatically math for social studies. If you're math for science, you're automatically math for math. A bit of information to know. So if you choose for pre-AP reading for your child, they will have a summer reading requirement over the summer that they will be expected to have read prior to the start of school. So we always want to make sure that parents know that when choosing that. GPA points. So Alvin ISD started something new this past school year with our incoming 6th graders. Depending on what type of pre-AP classes you take, and this is more so geared towards the math. Any 6th grade math student that's in pre-AP, by the time they would finish here at Nolan Ryan, they would have taken Algebra 1, which is a high school credit class. And if you participate in our math program, you will leave Nolan Ryan Junior High with geometry. But the difference is now those students will not get a GPA for that while they're here. And it's just because it was a little bit more difficult for the junior high students to grasp the concept and the importance of your GPA at this age. And so they kind of removed that stipulation for our middle school students starting with this year's 6th graders. So schedule changes, we always like to kind of discuss this ahead so that parents and students are kind of aware of what to expect. When I touched on briefly, we had a number of students last year requesting for dance. To be exact, I had about 200 6th grade students alone requesting dance 1. That was not included any 7th or 8th grade students. And of course, I can't not allow 7th and 8th grade students to go in it to only accompany one grade level. So we had to do a mixture of it. What I'm getting at is your course requests that you put in are just that. They are requests. We cannot guarantee that that dance class that your student wants to be in is always going to be possible because, again, students are able to opt out of PE and choose that, and with that comes a large number of requests, and Ms. Durio only teaches 6 classes a day. Schedule changes are not common after the first day of school. We do consider schedule changes if there is an error detected on our part or to equal class sizes. We don't want one class to have 12 or 15 students and then another class sitting at 30. We would like to equal them across the board if possible, so we will look at schedule changes to do that. Schedule changes will not be considered at all after the first week of school because we like students to get acclimated to their new teachers and their new schedule and get accustomed to those things.
So I want to add a couple of things to that. And when I talked to the kiddos at the elementary school, I shared this with them. Some of our kids want the greater challenge of a pre-AP class for one of 2 reasons. Either, let's say they're really good at science, they love science, it comes very easily to them, and so they would be bored in an on-level class. That kiddo is a perfect candidate for going into pre-AP. But so is the child that just loves science or is seeking a greater challenge. Our kids are okay being challenged by the content And I would rather a kid struggle a little bit to maintain a B or a C in a pre-AP class, if that's what they choose, than skate by in an on-level class maintaining an A. So when you talk to your child about selecting pre-AP classes or on-level classes, know that it's okay for them to try a pre-AP class if they want that challenge, but then also know that it's okay for them not to make an A. And sometimes we have kids that come to us and at the elementary level, they're used to making all A's all the time very easily. And that transition into junior high is a little bit tough because they want to still have all A's in all of their classes. And I am totally okay challenging our kids, but it makes me sad when we stress them out about their grades. So just know that it's okay for your child to come here and struggle a little bit and have to go to tutoring when they might not have had to do that before. And know that we're really proud of them when they choose to take on that more difficult class, even if it means they're not maintaining a 90 or above average. So think about that with your child, and then think about too what you're okay with as far as their grades. GPA doesn't count in junior high. They don't have a GPA. And that's wonderful because it does allow them to try out some of these classes. Once they decide to try out those classes, we do ask them to stick with it. And that's okay too. There's a pre-AP policy and a contract involved, and you can access that on our website. But I just want you guys to know as parents, it's okay if your kiddo comes from elementary and in junior high they have a little bit of a tough transition. I experienced that with my first daughter. I expect to experience that with my second daughter. It's a big change, and so our job is to be there to support them and help them through that time and let them know you have to go to tutoring, and you have to ask your teacher questions, and you have to get involved and advocate for yourself, and this is the time we get to teach them to do that. So with that, I'd like to talk about one more thing that we added at Nolan Ryan Junior High this year. We talked about the electives that take care of your kiddo's creative side. We talked about the academics that take care of that learning and knowledge that is so important. But this year, we were also the beneficiaries of a very generous PTO. Our PTO here is very active. They do a lot of wonderful things for us. They sell concessions at all of our sporting events and games. They were at BrassCon this weekend supporting that event. And they do a lot of fantastic things for our teachers, so we really appreciate them, and we would love to see all of you get involved in our PTO when you're here next year. But we went to our PTO this year after we did a parent survey in the fall. We surveyed all of our parents to ask them, what are we doing well, what could we do better, and what do you need from us? And we adjusted some things. For example, the passing period between classes, we listened to student, teacher, and parent feedback, and we changed it from a 3-minute passing period to a 4-minute passing period because that better meets the needs of our kids. And so we listened to your feedback, and we love having your feedback. One of the things that our parents noticed, and that we also noticed, is that our kids really struggle with kindness. They struggle a lot with empathy. They struggle a lot with some of those character skills, and we attribute it to some of the social media, some of the cell phone use. It's very easy to be brave. It's very easy to be unkind when you're sitting looking at a screen and not at someone's face. So we got that feedback from our parents, we saw that feedback from our counselors and in our discipline conferences with kiddos, and we asked our PTO to provide a character education program for our campus, and they did so. And our teachers love it, our kids love it, we've just implemented it, and it is a 3-year comprehensive curriculum. So your kids are going to be the first kids that start Nolan Ryan Junior High with this program called Character Strong. Every week they do one meeting with their 4th period class. They go through a lesson. They get a character dare. For example, last year the kids were dared to give 5 genuine compliments to people they didn't know. And it was really cool. You could see kids in the hallways as we were getting them to class or at lunch. We had a lot of our cafeteria ladies get compliments on just smiling at the kids every day and being helpful. We had some teachers get sticky notes with just a little, thank you for helping me with my math. It was really awesome to see. And then they started giving compliments to one another. So your kids are going to experience that in 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade all the way through, and they'll be our first kids that go through and have the entire Character Strong curriculum. It is online, you're welcome to look at it, but one of our favorite things about it is their motto is make kindness normal. And I think that in the world we're living in, I think that we all need a little bit more kindness, and we all need a little bit more empathy, so we're really proud to have that. So you've heard how we will feed their creative soul, you've listened to how we're going to educate and challenge their minds, and then please know we're going to take care of that social and emotional side too, because junior high is really tough and we want to make it easier. At this time, I want to invite our last elective of the evening. We have a fantastic orchestra director, Miss Fuentes. And let me just say one more time that Nolan Ryan Junior High has the only orchestra in the entire district, and we are very, very proud of that. So Ms. Fuentes is our orchestra director, and these are her 6th grade kids. Only her 6th grade kiddos. So these kids had not picked up an instrument when they came to Nolan Ryan back in August, and I will never forget the first day I walked into their room and they made a sound. And that was a really big deal. They made a sound for the first time, and you're about to hear how far they've come since then.
Good evening, how are you? My name is Ms. Fuentes. I'm the orchestra director here at Nolan Ryan. Yes, we are the only orchestra in the entire district. Over 60% of our students right now are transfers from outside of Nolan Ryan's attendance zone, so that's really, really awesome. Our kids have worked really, really hard this year. We're growing. This is the first year that Shadow Creek has a freshman class of orchestra students, led by Mrs. Stacy Wild, who started the program about 4 years ago. And so right now we're busted at the seams with our 6th grade group. This is only about a third of the 6th grade students that have joined orchestra, and I'm proud to say that 99% of these kids will be back next year in orchestra again, so it's going to be really, really great. That's really, really rare. So tonight they're going to perform for you. Here at Nolan Ryan, currently we have 3 beginner classes. They're separated by instrument. Upper strings, which is violin and viola. Lower strings are a separate class, which is cello and double bass. If you want to see what those instruments look like, you see them over there sitting down. Our cellists and bassists in the back. We have 3 also full orchestra classes that are also separated by skill level. We have our chamber group, which is our top varsity orchestra. We have our symphonic group, our 2nd group, and then our 3rd group, which is mostly 2nd-year students, which are philharmonic. They're all really wonderful, wonderful kids. And so I'm really happy to be here. If you have any questions about string orchestra, you can visit my website. My email's on there, lfuentes@alvinisd.net. If you have any questions about the instruments and how it works, I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. So thank you very much, and we look forward to playing for you.